another central value for our leadership in FU, apart from values and rules, as I just explained, another central concept is initiative. So the initiative, or rather, I would say agency, the agency should be with the player. Nobody who's joining FU has, they're not a subject under me or any other leader. When you join FU, you make the choice to apply to FU. We don't send out invites. It's not that we don't want people. Of course we want a lot of people to join and play with us. But the initiative remains with the player. The same thing is, if we have a conflict situation, it should be resolved so that the person decides to leave, rather than us kicking the person out by force. So the initiative in that case, joining and leaving, should always be on the player. The same thing, as an FU member, you don't have to attend anything. You don't have to play on our Wednesday drills or any ops that we have. You don't have to do that. If you do so, you're expected to follow the leadership to the best of your abilities. So again, it's your agency to choose to participate or not, but it's, if you participate, you have a responsibility to sort of participate in a good manner. So this system of using values rather than rules, and also trying to give the players the maximum amount of agency to decide what they're doing, but also in doing so they carry the full responsibility for it. This means that we don't have to really monitor people. We don't have to keep any track record of people, and it's sort of a much more stress-less environment. So imagine an example where you have to attend our monthly operation in FU. If you don't, we'll mark your name, and maybe after you don't attend 3 times, we'll consider kicking you or demoting you, whatever. So now you're sort of forced to play with us, or you're forced to be on TeamSpeak when you're playing. If we force you to do that, then maybe people kind of get a bit resentful, and maybe they start to lash out. They start to have some sort of negative behavior, because if we contact them and ask, why did you curse at this person or team kill them, they're maybe they'll argue that I'm forced to do this, I'm forced to participate, I didn't want to play the game today, or whatever, and kind of bad vibes. So these are, I guess you guys get the point. I don't need to ramble about it.
I think further than just having our value, I think what you said is very correct about how it's better for everyone if somebody who doesn't share the same values leave, whether it is with a behavior or with squad dynamics, because it's also an environment that ultimately wouldn't fit a person surrounded by other people who share the same values if his values are different, unless he's a big troll. But generally, somebody who feels everyone around him is expecting something that he can't deliver wouldn't want to stay here anyway.
Yeah.
I also wanted to give an example, since I've been about a question that Repet was asking at the start about if FU members specifically don't follow orders, do we kick them and so on. So I've generally run squads during the day, and I often have FU members join me, like Totem. And sometimes FU members don't follow waypoints, which is fine. And I just give them a while. Sometimes I drop a message, and then I just kick them. If they rejoin and then they follow waypoints, it's fine. But if they rejoin and don't follow waypoints again, I kick them again. And I've never gotten a complaint about it from anyone, because everyone is aware that if you join a squad which is defined by the leader as a waypoint following squad and you don't follow waypoints, then it's not the squad for you. So I think that the system creates the solution without the need to individually each player who does or doesn't do it, because at the end of the day you'll have squads filled with players who follow orders because of the system.
Yeah, it's,
Can I jump in here?
sure.
Most of the time, if you're kind of chucking like waypoints down and things like that, you'll find a few squad members will respect that.
Oh yeah.
I say generally, and if you don't find that, then kick them.
Let me heal you.
Yeah.
You're also doing a favor to the member you kick, I think, because at the end of the day, if somebody joins a squad which is defined in a certain manner and he doesn't follow that squad, then it's not the squad for him. So it's wasting his time as well as yours.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just important to remember that you should communicate about it before you remove them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. Sometimes I get annoyed and I just remove people who aren't responsive, and it's the wrong thing to do. But we, as I said, we all make mistakes. Values are there
I'll get you fixed
to
up.
help us guide each other and ourselves to improve, and it's a forgiving system. But yeah, overall it's quite self-sanitizing the way we look at leadership in FU.